Hello, everyone, and welcome back again to this channel. Today, we are going deep into the topic that many in the mainstream are afraid of touching, but we are not afraid of that. We're going to touch all the. So guys, if you know you're doing something for the moment, please just keep it aside and come and listen to what I have to tell you guys. The family of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has finally come out with a bold and damning statement, blasting the British government for what they call complicity and betrayal in the ongoing illegal detention of their son. They are calling out Britain not just for staying silent, but for enabling injustice, violating international law, and once again showing that when it comes to the Igbo people, nothing has changed since 1967. So get ready. This is a bombshell reported, backed with fact, legal argument, and no reaction. So guys, just listen to what I have to say. The family of Nnamdi Kanu has released a scathing statement holding the British government accountable for the illegal rendition and continued detention of their son. In their own words, the UK is not just inactive, they are complicit. They say that Britain has abandoned their own citizens and allowed them to be adopted, tortured, and detained by a foreign government, all in clear violation of both UK and international law. The family demanded, why didn't the British High Commission in Nairobi intervene during his abduction? Why has the UK Foreign Office remained silent as his rights are violated repeatedly? In 2021, Britain did not supply weapons, they supplied silence, and that silence enabled the Nigerian state to commit grave injustice with zero accountability. Now, let's actually talk facts. According to UK law and binding international agreements, extraordinary detention is illegal. It is defined as the transfer of a person from one country to another without legal processes, often involving torture or inhuman treatment. Under Article 3 of the UN Convention Against Torture, which the UK has ratified, no one shall be subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment. The UK is also bound by the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the European Convention on Human Rights. These laws prohibit arbitrary arrest, torture, transfer without extraditional proceedings. Yet, when Nnamdi Kanu was adopted in Kenya and brought to Nigeria without court orders, Britain said nothing, even though he's a British citizen. This isn't just silence, it's a violation of duty. Yes, it's a violation of duty. Now let's take a step back in history. In 1967, the British government supplied weapons and diplomatic support to crush the Biafran struggle. Today, the methods have changed, but the agenda remains the same. In 2021, Britain did not send bombs, they sent silence. They refused to state clearly. The same policy that crushed the Biafran people is still alive. Today, dressed in silence, complicity, and diplomatic pretense. That is why many Igbos now see the UK's action as a continuation of the colonial mission, a mission to erase, suppress, and silence the Igbo identity and voice. This isn't just about law anymore, it's about morality, honor, and truth. Nnamdi Kanu's family is now demanding a formal response from the British government, immediate consular assistance, and open investigation into the UK's role in his adoption. They said the British government must tell us their involvement, enough of the pretense. Why did you look away? This is no longer acceptable. The UK can't claim to champion human rights globally and yet turn its back on its own citizens when those rights are being abused. If it were any other citizen, if it were a white British man adopted by a foreign regime, the UK government would have responded within 24 hours immediately. But because he's Igbo, because he speaks about freedom, because it's inconvenient, then they are now silent. The Kanu family is not stopping. They are not taking the matter internationally. They are pushing the case to the United Nations Human Rights Council, the International Crime Court, as ICC, and other global watchdogs. They are also rallying British MPs, diaspora communities, and global human rights organizations to speak up. This is a test case, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all citizens who believe in justice, sovereignty, and self-determination. The world is watching and history is taking note. So now we ask, has the UK betrayed Kanu? For me, I feel that the UK has betrayed Kanu. So please drop your comment below if you really think that UK has betrayed Kanu. Is this silence a modern continuation of colonial pressure? Will justice ever be done, or will history repeat itself again? Like, this is the question I'm asking you guys. Do you think that UK has really betrayed Kanu? For me, they have betrayed Kanu 100 times. Imagine their own citizen being in DSS custody for so long and they are not even saying anything about it. In fact, silent. They have been silent for quite a long time now. Even the USA are even directly getting involved in his case. Now, UK's dual standard exposed. The UK intervenes in cases involving white British citizens, even sending diplomats, lawyers, and pressure group. But in Nnamdi Kanu's case, they disappeared. When journalist Nazim Zaghari was jailed in Iran, the UK government campaigned for years for her release. But Kanu, a black man, an Igbo man, has been ignored. Why didn't the UK investigate the rendition? Kenya has laws against illegal extradition. The UK High Commission in Nairobi should have demanded evidence, legal process, or stepped in diplomatically. Why was there no formal protest from the UK to Kenya or Nigeria? Did the UK know in advance about the rendition and simply what allow it? Under international law, a country must offer consular support to its detained citizens abroad. Kanu has been in DSS custody for years, yet no British legal team basis of protection has been offered. The family says even criminals get more protection than our son. Now, the silence from the UK is interpreted by Nigeria as approval. Every additional day Kanu spends in detention is on the UK's hands too. The family said the UK silence is killing him slowly. Imagine your own president, like you are a citizen of UK, and your own president or your prime minister is not saying anything about your continuous detention. Now, UK government is ignoring its own constitution. The Human Rights Act 1998 demands that the UK protect against torture, arbitrary arrest, and illegal detention anywhere in the world. Even the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office published a paper in 2009 condemning extraordinary detention. But here in 2021 to 2025, nothing has been done. Historical pattern of anti-Igbo bias. In 1967, Britain supplied Nigeria with weapons to crush Biafra. Over 3 million Igbos died, mostly women and children. But some colonial mindset appears alive today, with silence as the new weapon. The Kanu family says, our people have never stopped being targeted, and Britain has never stopped watching. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, and the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention have all raised concerns about Kanu's case. Why hasn't the UK joined those calls? Is the UK scared of its past being reopened, or are they afraid that they can't confront Abuja, or they can't confront Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What is the UK Prime Minister really afraid of? What does the family want from the UK? This is what the family of Nnamdi Kanu wants from the UK. A formal acknowledgement that Kanu was illegally renditioned. A diplomatic statement calling for his immediate release. A full investigation into the UK's knowledge of the oppression. Legal and consular support, just like every other UK citizen deserves. Pressure on Nigeria to comply with international law. You cannot claim human rights abroad while violating it at home. The Prime Minister of UK is always saying, claiming human rights abroad, but at home they are really, violating it. Britain loves to talk about human rights in China, Russia, and Iran. But when it's a black British citizen suffering torture in Africa, they suddenly go quiet. Hypocrisy must be called out. That's what the family is doing, and is shaking the table. This is not just about Kanu, it's about every oppressed voice. If they can do this to a high-profile British citizen like Kanu, what about ordinary Africans? The family says, we are fighting for every voice being silenced, for justice, freedom, and dignity. The UK must decide. Yes, the UK must decide. Would they stand with the law or with silence? So they have to decide if they're going to stand with the law. Are they just going to go, silent about the whole issue of Mass Nnamdi Kanu? So, guys, people have been saying that the UK government, did not really act well at all for even going silent on its own British citizen. Is it because he's a black British citizen, or is it because he's an Igbo man? Is he really afraid to confront Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or is he even afraid of the fact that they are going to lose in oil if he really confronts Bola Ahmed Tinubu? It's crazy. So, guys, please drop your comment below. Let me know the reason why the UK government is not involving in Nnamdi Kanu's case. So, please, this normal ritual we normally do in this channel. Please, I want you guys to type free Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section, and also say justice delayed is not justice denied, because we normally use this platform to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and also to tell the Nigerian government that the federal government, that Nnamdi Kanu is a free man. He's an innocent man. He never committed any crime. That was illegally keeping him in detention. So guys, let's go on. Britain has never to today, the UK government has, never denied that they were aware of Nnamdi Kanu's abduction, but they are also never confirmed of taking action. The Britain, like one thing about me is that I always take facts and I always say the truth. The Britain has never denied involvement. Till today, the UK government has never denied that they were aware of Nnamdi Kanu's abduction, but they have also never confirmed or taken action. They are aware of it, but they have not taken action. Or or they have never confirmed it or even taken action. That middle ground is a calculated silence, a diplomatic tactic to avoid what accountability. Why not speak clearly if your hands are clean? International law requires protective diplomacy. The Vienna Convention on Consular Relations 1963 requires the UK to intervene when its citizen is in distress. Now the Kanu's case meets every legal test for protective diplomacy. So why hasn't Britain activated this clause? What are they afraid of, really? The Nigerian courts have ruled in Kanu's favor, yet UK stays silent. Multiple Nigerian courts have stated that Kanu's detention is illegal or violates due process. The appeal court even discharged and acquitted him in 2022. Still, DSS holds him and the UK says nothing. The Kanu family says the UK government respects Nigerian sovereignty only when it means ignoring what injustice. Selective intervention shows political motivation. The UK intervened in Iran, Myanmar, and even China for its citizens, but not in Nigeria, where deep oil interests and military ties exist. Could Kanu's case be buried to protect business and military cooperation? Where was the UK when Kanu was tortured? Report from 2021 and 2022 alleged that Kanu was beaten, isolated, and denied medication. No UK official visited him, no humanitarian group was sent. The family asked, would you treat a British journalist or diplomat like this? Why treat Kanu differently? Even the US government has done more than the UK. US lawmakers raised Kanu's case on the floor of Congress. Yes, they did. Just if you guys are following my live section, you see a place where I talked about Donald Trump, getting involved with Kanu's case. Yes, he came and he was saying that every corrupt Nigerian judiciary in Nigeria will be sanctioned. He included sanctions like travel bans and freezing accounts, freezing assets. Now the US is even getting involved. The USA is even getting involved in Kanu's case. Talk more of UK, like where he's really coming. Talk more of UK, where he's a British citizen. They are even silent about it. So he said the US lawmakers raised Kanu's case on the floor of Congress. US State Department commented on the illegality of the detention, but the UK, the home of government of the victim, muted, complicit, evasive. Is the UK afraid of exposing Nigerian government's crimes? If the UK acknowledges Kanu was renditioned illegally, it opens up huge legal liability. Nigeria could be dragged to international court. So instead, the UK government chooses to protect Nigeria, not justice. UK silence has empowered DSS abuses. DSS official reportedly boasts that even Kanu's country doesn't care. That silence has encouraged more right violation, not just on Kanu but others. The family says the UK gave them the confidence to keep breaking the law. The Igbo nation remembers 1967 and now 2021. During the Biafran War, UK officials called Igbos rebels and supported Nigerians with blockade. Now in 2021 to 2025, they say Kanu is too controversial to support. The language may change, but the discrimination stays the same. IPOB chapters in the UK, US, and EU are mobilizing to file cases in international courts. They want the UK to be held accountable for negligence, silence, and racial or discrimination. One activist said, if they won't stand for us, we will sue them into history books. That is what he said. If they won't stand for that, they're going to sue them into history book. Because all those things that is going on, people are watching. Generationals are watching what the UK government and Nigerian government are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, silence is not neutral, it is violent. The UK may claim it is being diplomatic neutral, but neutrality in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it is betrayal. By remaining silent, the UK has effectively taken the side of the oppressed. As Desmond Tutu once said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. Where is this official UK statement on no UK Prime Minister, Foreign Secretary, or Parliamentarian has issued a single formal statement demanding Kanu's release? None of them has ever issued a statement demanding Kanu since he was illegally detained. The UK has never printed any statement about that. Now, major UK outlets like the BBC, the Sky News, and Guardian have barely covered the illegal or rendition. When they do, they use words like separatist leaders without explaining his right violation. That's not journalism, that's narrative control. If Kanu were white, Christian, and from Yorkshire, the UK would have lifted him home by now. The fact that he's a black, pro-Biafra Igbo man makes his life less valuable in their foreign policy equation. This is not just neglect, it is institutional what racism. So I love the way that Kanu's family came out, to confront the UK government. Enough is enough. What is all this thing what is all about the silence? In a case of injustice, they are going silent. Why? Nigeria benefits from UK arms and aid. That's why they won't intervene. Now, this is the reason many people are saying the UK will not intervene, because Nigerians, they're benefiting from UK arms and aid. That's why they won't intervene. The UK is one of the top arms suppliers to Nigeria. They also fund military training, anti-terror operations, and intelligence cooperation. Asking tough questions about Kanu could threaten those deals, so they stay quiet, to protect profits over people. Kanu's life is in danger, and the UK knows. The DSS has denied him urgent medical care, legal access, and sunlight for weeks. His health is deteriorating, and every day of silence shortens his life. If he dies in custody, the UK cannot say they did not know. Of course, clearly they knew. The UK is setting a dangerous precedent. If the UK can abandon one of its own citizens just because he's politically inconvenient, who's next? Who's next? And the UK citizens are even supposed to be putting mouth in this, because if a UK can abandon its own citizen, who knows the next person that they're going to abandon next? This tells every diaspora community you're British when it suits you, you're so disposable when it doesn't. This is about international law, not internal politics. Some argue it's Nigeria's internal matter. Wrong. Illegal rendition is a crime under international law. It's not just about it's Nigeria's internal matter. No, it's not just our matter. It's not just Nigeria's matter. Illegal rendition all over the world is a crime under international law. It is so wrong. Britain has an international legal obligation to step in, even if the Nigerian government is friendly. The Kanu case has sparked a global movement in cities like London, Dublin, New York, and Johannesburg. Mass protests have erupted demanding UK action. Petitions to the UK Parliament have gathered thousands of signatures. The people are speaking, but the government isn't. The family has one message: do something. The Kanu family has begged, written, spoken, and protested. Now they are done pleading. They're not pleading again. I remember when the Kanu family has been begging the UK government, please say something. They have written letters across to them. They have spoken. They have protested. Now they are confronting them. They are not calling them out because they are done with pleading to them. Their message to the UK is simple. This is what they told the UK government. We don't need sympathy. We need action. Do something or admit you've chosen a side. So they are telling UK government that they don't need sympathy again. They need to take action. And if they should need to do something now, and if they don't do something now, they should actually admit they have chosen a particular side. Either they're supporting the Nigerian government or they're supporting a Kanu. Like a whole lot is going on. A whole lot is going on. There was even a time that, like I told you guys on in my last live section, Uchechi Kanu, the wife of Nnamdi Kanu, came out and was confronting the UK government. Enough is enough. Their silence has become so bad. The UK signed the same laws it now ignores. The UK is a signatory to the International Covenant in Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR. Article 9 protects against arbitrary arrest and detention. They have no excuse for looking away. Extraordinary detention is a form of state-sanctioned kidnapping. No extraditional hearing, no due process. It's like a government gang grab. And the UK watched it happen to their own citizens. UK courts recognized detention as a breach of human rights. In 2008, the British High Court ruled that aiding extraordinary detention makes the UK legally liable. So why is it silent now when its own citizen was targeted? Kanu's legal team confirmed that multiple letters were sent to the UK Foreign Office in 2021. Not a single intervention, not a single official visit, total abandonment. Since 2021 to date, the UK has not intervened in Nnamdi Kanu's matter. UK's inaction undermines global human rights leadership. The UK often claims to stand for democracy and justice, but this case proves it's only selective justice, performative and not principled. So guys, I want you, to drop your comments below. Tell me what you really think. Do you think that the UK government are afraid that if they talk about Nnamdi Kanu's case, that they're going to stop being that Nigeria will stop patronizing them, because according to what the resources, that said that UK is the highest supplier of arms, in Nigeria. Like, they are the highest supply, like they do supply arms to Nigeria. So he said that UK is the highest supply. So do you think maybe that's the reason why they don't want to talk about it? What do you guys really think? So because UK is the highest supplier of arms to Nigeria, that is why they don't want to get involved in Nnamdi Kanu's case. They don't want to lose customers, or they don't want to lose buyers. Which one? So colonial patterns are repeating themselves. In 1967, the UK backed the Nigerian state against Biafra. In 2021, the UK supported with silence. The weapon has changed from bombs to silence, but the goal remains the same. Soft complicity is still complicity. The UK did not kidnap Kanu, but by saying nothing, it became an accomplice. Silence in human rights crime is consent by omission. UK parliament have been asked to act, many refused. The all-party parliamentary group on Biafra has raised the issue. Both mainstream MPs have deliberately avoided the topic. Why is the UK afraid of upsetting the Nigerian elite? Please, guys, tell me, why is UK afraid of upsetting the Nigerian elite? A corrupt elite, for that matter. A corrupt Nigeria, for that matter. Why are they afraid of upsetting Nigerian elite instead of them to speak the truth? Now, DSS denied Kanu medical care. UK is too silent. In 2022 and 2023, Kanu felt deteriorated inside DSS custody. Even after his lawyers notified the British consulate, there was no public outcry or action. UK did not even send a diplomat to court hearings. When Assange was in court, the UK government had legal observers present, but for Kanu, not a single British diplomat showed up to his Nigerian court proceedings. Igbo diaspora in the UK, they feel betrayed. Thousands of British Igbos feel their government has shown they are second-class citizens. They pay taxes, vote, and contribute to the UK, but are left behind when it matters. The UK, the Igbo diaspora in the UK are saying that they pay taxes, they vote, and in fact, they even contribute to the UK, but their matters are actually left behind. Why? UK claims to protect its citizens only when it's convenient. The UK intervened for Nazim Zaghari in Iran. It defended Matthew Hedges in the UAE. Why is Kanu's case any different? Why? The family has repeatedly demanded a public statement. Kanu's brother, Prince Emmanuel, has made over 20 public appeals to the UK government. The UK keeps dodging the topic like a pledge. The foreign officer patronized diplomatic relations over a life. Like the UK, the internal sources claim the UK is afraid to damage businesses ties with Nigeria. So, guys, you really think that UK government is afraid to damage business ties with Nigeria? Maybe it's because of the kind of business that UK and Nigeria have together. So they don't want to spoil that tie. They don't want to spoil that friendship. Maybe that's the reason why you see they are not saying anything about Nnamdi Kanu's case, because they don't actually want to spoil that business tie from them. Maybe Nigerians are really patronizing them so well. So profits are worth more than the freedom of a British citizen. Is that what they're trying to tell us? So profit, now what they profit from Nigeria is worth more than the freedom of a British citizen. Now, the worst part is that BBC ignores it but covers weaker cases. BBC gave hourly coverage to journalists detained in Iran and China, but Nnamdi Kanu, not even a documentary or special report. This is a shameful censorship. Other countries have spoken, UK has not. Even Amnesty International, the UN Working Group, and African NGOs have condemned the rendition. Why is the UK, his home country, the only one missing? Like, his home country is not even saying anything about it. The Kanu's case is a human rights time bomb. Every day he is illegally detained, damages the UK's global reputation. One incident can spark international legal backlash or lawsuits. The Kanu family says he's dying in silence while you watch. They compared it to a child being tortured while the parents turn away. This isn't diplomatic, it is demonic, Kanu family said. There's still time for the UK to redeem itself. The family demands a public statement, a legal diplomatic protest, active watch repatriation effort, but the clock is ticking. What side of history will the UK stand on? The world is watching. This isn't just about one man, it's about the soul of justice. Will the UK stand for law or for power?
would the UK actually stand for law, or would they really stand for power? Like, this is actually frustrating, whereby you, a citizen of a particular country, the president in that country was not saying anything about your illegal rendition. The UK government are always preaching about human rights, but they can't even protect Nnamdi Kanu's human rights. Now, the UK would react if Kanu was white. If Nnamdi Kanu were a white British man adopted in Kenya and tortured in Nigeria, the UK government would have declared a diplomatic crisis. But because he's Igbo and black, they treat him as disposable. The UK ignored evidence of torture. Multiple medical reports from Kanu's lawyers and family showed signs of physical and psychological torture. Still, not a single public condemnation from the UK Foreign Office. The Kenya incident was a diplomatic scandal. Kanu was unlawfully seized in Nairobi against Kenyan laws, a blatant violation of international borders. Yet the UK is said nothing when it should have demanded answers. UK's pretended neutrality is a lie. This isn't neutrality, it's a strategic word silence. The UK benefits from Nigeria's oil contracts and defense deals. Kanu is a sacrifice to protect those interests. British lawmakers have abandoned their citizens. No major MP has filed a parliamentary motion demanding Kanu's release. Even diaspora focused MPs remain strangely silent. The Kanu case sets a dangerous global precedent. If the UK lets this slide, what stops other countries from kidnapping UK citizens abroad? This is how lawless spread. British academics have called out this hypocrisy. Prominent UK professors have published papers accusing the government of double standard and racial bias, but their voices are silenced in mainstream news. UN Working Group already declared the detention illegally. In 2022, United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention demanded Kanu's immediate release. The UK ignored it. UK's global image is eroding. The British brand of injustice and liberty is fading so fast. Why, when your own citizen is abandoned, what moral ground do you have left? The British High Commission in Nigeria is silent and inactive. They know what is happening. They have been contacted dozens of times, zero public statement and zero action. The diaspora petitioned the UK Parliament, no reply. Over 100,000 people signed petitions demanding UK action on Kanu. Still, no hearing, no debate. The UK used Igbo people in colonial times. Now it discards them. The British Empire once relied on Igbo labor, intelligence, and commerce. But when an Igbo man is illegally adopted, they turn their back. The silence is a new form of colonial voice. The bullets may have stopped, but the quiet complicity continues to oppress what's Igbo identity. The Kanu family called it deliberate betrayal. They don't forget him. They ignored him, but deliberately. That's what Nnamdi Kanu's brother Kingsley said. Is betrayal with intent. Kanu deserves a fair trial, not a secret detention. He wasn't given a free legal process. He was kept in solitary confinement, cut off from his lawyers and doctors. The UK should have intervened for due process at least. The family demanded a consular visit, rejected. The Kanu family repeatedly requested that British diplomats visit him in detention. Their request was ignored or redirected with bureaucratic excuses. The world is noticing the UK's double standard. Activists across Europe, America, and Africa are calling out Britain. You speak of your Korean and Gaza, but abandon your own citizen in Nigeria. Kanu is not just a man, he's a movement. His illegal rendition is not just a personal attack, it's an attack on Biafran self-determination. The UK is complicit in trying to silence that vision. Silence makes the UK guilty by association. The DSS may be the ones holding Kanu, but Kanu's silence makes them an accessory to the crime. History will remember Britain's rule. This isn't just about the courts or the constitution. This is about moral judgment. And history never forgets what betrayal. It never. History never, forgets betrayal. All the things that is going on now on Nnamdi Kanu's case, they should not forget that people will not forget the way the Nigerian government and UK government treated him. A country he's a citizen of, the way they treated him, they will never forget. Now, UK ignored even when DSS denied him medical access. Now, the Kanu's lawyer reportedly multiple life-threatening health issues. DSS refused proper treatment. Still, the UK refused to raise even a diplomatic note. The UK will never accept this treatment for Julian Assange. When Assange was holed up in an embassy, the UK moved mountains to arrest him. But when it's their own black citizen being tortured abroad, do you see? They'll just become silent. UK's lawyer filed legal complaints, still ignored. British legal representatives submitted official human rights concerns. The Foreign Office did not even acknowledge the submission. No British journalist has investigated Kanu's illegal rendition deeply. The BBC, The Guardian, and Sky News, no in-depth investigation report, a total media blackout. Why? Diaspora Igbo said the UK has blood on its hand. During global protests in London, Germany, and US, diaspora Igbos openly accused the UK. The British hand is in this injustice. 3+ years in detention, still no trial conclusion. He's been held since June 2021. UK said nothing about due process violation or endless adjournment. UK silence threatens. Nigeria's disobedience to its own court. Nigerian courts have repeatedly ruled for Kanu's release. UK silence emboldens DSS and federal government to ignore their own judiciary. Now, there are so many CCTV in Nairobi airport could prove adoption. Yes, there are so many CCTV there that will prove that, oh, he was adopted, but nobody pressured for it. The UK refused to demand full investigation into Kenya airport footage. That footage could prove the illegal kidnapping. The UK's response to terrorist vs activists is biased. Actual terror suspects get fair trials and consular visits, but an unarmed political activist like Kanu left to rot in DSS custody. Kanu was blindfolded and drugged. Where is UK outrage? Reports from his lawyers and human rights groups said he was blindfolded, tortured, and sedated during world redemption. Yet, UK officials continue to keep parties with Nigerian diplomats. Universities in the UK teach human rights, but they ignore Kanu. British law schools quote the ECHR and UN CAT, but they never mention the blatant breach in Kanu's case. Even Boko Haram detainees have been treated better. Boko Haram members have been granted amnesty, jobs, and reintegration. Kanu is all about torture and silence. UK says it's powerless. That's the lie. The UK intervened in China, Iran, and even Nigeria for lesser violation. They simply choose not to act for Kanu. Nigerian judges have risked more for Kanu than UK has. Judges like Justice Binta Nyako has received pressure and threats, yet they still delivered. They still delivered, the ruling. The UK cowards in suits. UK wants stability, not justice. Don't rock the boat. That's the policy. Stability over truth, order over freedom. Over freedom. So UK fears that Biafra talk could destabilize Nigeria. They fear that defending Kanu would spark secession debates, so they sacrifice justice for geopolitical control. UK refused to even admit rendition happened. Despite overwhelming proof, they use words like, we are monitoring the situation. We are in talks with our Nigerian counterparts. Like, is this what we keep hearing? We are monitoring the situation. Is that what we keep hearing and nothing is being done about it? Now, medical reports show severe health decline. Kanu has been diagnosed with heart conditions, ear infections, and internal issues. Yet, no UK medical advocate has been sent or demanded access. UK says they support democracy, but they empower dictatorship. You can't support democracy by protecting lawbreakers. UK is shielding Buhari's crimes and Tinubu's cover-up. UK still sells weapons and surveillance tech to Nigeria, and this same tech is used to monitor and suppress pro-Biafran activists. So in many ways, the UK is arming oppression. Kanu was cleared by court, still detained. The Court of Appeal cleared him in 2022. DSS held him. UK said nothing. That's complicity. British human rights groups have been muzzled. Even NGOs are scared to speak up, fearing withdrawal of funding or political pressure. British law forbids abandoning a citizen abroad. Under consular duty laws, the UK must protect its citizens when illegally held. Yet they have abandoned Kanu in total violation of their own policies. This case will haunt UK diplomacy for years. African youths are watching. British hypocrisy is now viral and the trust is dead. The Kanu family says Britain approved this rendition. In a federal statement, they claim this could not have happened without their blessing. Now, UK failed to live up to its human rights legacy. From Churchill to Thatcher, the UK always projected itself as a right defender. Kanu's case shattered that illusion. British Igbo community feels betrayed. Thousands of Igbos in Manchester, in London, and Brigham feel completed abandoned. Every day of silence is another day of injustice. Over 1,100 days in illegal detention. Every day the UK says nothing, they extend the suffering. Nnamdi Kanu's case is a time bomb. The silence may seem like peace, but it's breeding anger, not healing. Kanu's family will not stop until the truth is exposed. They said, you can ignore us now, but you answer to history. This is what Nnamdi Kanu's family told the UK government. You can ignore us now, but definitely you guys will answer to history. And they mean it. They mean it because time will come, the UK government and Nigerian government, they will all answer to history, to everything they have done to this innocent man. They will answer to history. Because tell me why a place where he's a British citizen from, a country where he's a citizen of, they cannot say anything about his illegal detention. They're not saying a particular word from it. So let's just actually go on, because like I told you guys, what we normally do in this channel, is to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So do well by typing free Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section, and also justice delayed is not what justice denied. So guys, let's go on and to tell you the reason why the family of Kanu, immediately went and confronted the UK government, because they said enough, is enough of the way they are keeping him in custodial detention, and the UK government are not saying anything. Like, what is really the problem? Why is it that they cannot, defend? They cannot come and defend Nnamdi Kanu. So, guys, let's go on. The UK breached its duty of consular assistance. The Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, 1963 mandates consular support. Nnamdi Kanu was denied such access for months, and the UK said nothing. The British state still views Biafra as a threat, not a cause. Rather than see Biafra as a self-determination movement, the UK labels its extremists to protect Nigerian state interests. British embassies in Africa were notified of the abduction. Igbo communities and human rights groups notified the UK embassies in Kenya, Nigeria, and South Africa. No intervention, no alarm, no defense. Nigeria lied about Interpol involvement. The UK stayed quiet. Nigeria claimed Interpol aided the arrest. Interpol publicly denied this. UK never questioned or corrected the lie. The British government imposed a ban on civil servants discussing Kanu. Internal whistleblowers revealed that diplomats were told to avoid mentioning the Biafra issue on official communication. Even UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention condemned Kanu's arrest. Their report declared his detention a violation of international law. The UK did not endorse or enforce it. UK dismissed the habeas corpus argument filed by Kanu's legal team. Lawyers appealed based on illegal detention without trial. UK authorities dismissed the argument with bureaucratic coldness. The African Commission on Human Rights is watching, but UK still not acting. Even African human rights bodies raise concerns. The UK, no position, no objection, no morality. British law schools use Kanu as a human rights example, but government ignores it. Legal academics agree it's unlawful, yet those in power refuse to act on their own legal concerns. Now, pro-Biafra groups in the UK are harassed or blacklisted. Several community groups in the UK say they have faced threats and censorship from local councils or UK Home Office while raising Biafran issues. Nigerian DSS broke 10 plus international convention, yet the UK maintains diplomatic ties. No sanctions, no visa restriction, no rebuke, just business as usual. British government watched his health deteriorate silently. They received regular updates about high blood pressure, heart complications, and denied treatment, but never escalated it. Thousands protested in London with no official response. Protests in front of 10 Downing Street, government minister did not show, they didn't even respond. UK refused to air footage from the DSS facility provided by whistleblowers. Video evidence of torture surfaced. BBC refused to run it. Government did not even investigate. British press is afraid to cover Kanu for fear of destabilizing ties. Top editors admit they have been told to soften coverage about IPOB. UK doesn't recognize IPOB as terrorist group, but doesn't say it publicly. Why Nigeria labels IPOB a terror group, UK secretly disagrees, yet refuses to publicly support IPOB's legal rights. Double standard and UK defend Russians, Ukrainians, but not Igbos. I don't know why the UK is always saying, they are defending the Russians, they're defending Ukrainians, but you can never see them defend an Igbo man. They defend Navy, speak out for Ukraine, but silence on Biafra proves racial and geopolitical bias. UN Charter Article 1 supports self-determination, but UK won't uphold it. The right to self-determination is a UN protected right. UK won't mention it in context of Kanu or Biafra. Kanu's case remains a symbol of post-colonial oppression. The UK once ruled Nigeria, now it pretends neutrality while endorsing oppression through silence. Global human rights groups are watching the UK. Groups like Human Rights Watch and Freedom House have documented the UK's inaction in detail. Kanu's children are UK citizens, but they receive no support. It baffles me that Kanu's children are UK citizens. Like, even Kanu himself is also a UK citizen, but it baffles me that they don't even receive support. The Foreign Office refuses to meet the family or offer public statements about the impact of the children. British government funded the security aid to Nigeria despite adoption concerns. In 2022, UK approved 10 euro million in security support, no conditions tied to human rights violation. Legal experts say UK could have issued a diplomatic protest note, but didn't. The softest legal form of protest was never used. That proves willfully was silence. UK ignored health advocacy groups who raised alarm over Kanu's deteriorating condition. Multiple health NGOs flagged his deteriorating health. The British authorities gave no medical intervention. Igbo British citizens are furious at government silence. Many now see the UK as unsafe for Africans who resist political oppression abroad. Kanu's legal team submitted evidence to UK Parliament's Human Rights Committee. No response. Not even an acknowledgement letter was sent. British government ignores its own policy on protecting dual citizens. The UK's 2027 Global Britain policy promised to protect its nations abroad, but not for Kanu. Now, the UK helped shape Nigeria's constitution, yet watching it was violated. They were heavily involved in Nigeria's post-colonial design, yet now they allow it to be weaponized. British judiciary remains silent while one of their own citizens suffer. Not a single retired Lord Justice, PC or judge has publicly spoken. Every day of UK silence is one step closer to tragedy. Silence is not neutral. Silence is deadly. The world will remember who spoke and who stood by. So just like I'm telling you guys, the fact that what the UK government is doing to Nnamdi Kanu, time is coming whereby history is not going to forget. Yes, history will never forget what UK government and Nigerian government did to this innocent man. So guys, just like I always tell you that this platform, we actually use this platform to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So please do well to type in the comment section, release Nnamdi Kanu, and justice delayed is not justice denied. So please type it in the comment section, because we're trying to use this platform, to tell the Nigerian government and the federal government that Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man. That they should, also to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So guys, let's really go on. Now, British MFS, who raised Kanu's case, was silenced in committees. A handful of UK parliamentarians attempted to raise questions. The inquiries were reportedly redirected or discouraged within Human Rights Watch subcommittees. Igbo British students say the case affects their identity. Many young Igbos studying in UK say they feel stateless or betrayed by the crown. UK ignored petition with over 100,000 signatures. A formal petition asking the UK to intervene reached over 100,000 names. No parliamentary debates, no policy change. Family letters to the UK Foreign Office went unanswered for over a year. The Kanu family revealed they wrote over 30 times. They got automated replies or no reply at all. Foreign Secretary has never publicly mentioned Kanu's name, not even private sections or briefings on foreign nations in crisis. UK allowed diplomatic passages for Nigerian officials accused of right violation. High-ranking Nigerian officials who violated international norms are welcomed in London with immunity. UK denied emergency medical evacuation request for Kanu. His lawyers filed for emergency intervention due to heart risk. UK Foreign Office ignored the plea. UK spends millions on human rights advocacy abroad, but not for their own citizens. Billions go into global rights funds across Asia and Europe, but not for a kidnapped citizen in Africa. British intelligence had real-time data of his location in Kenya. Sources say GCHQ intercepted GPS tracking and official ID logs. They choose not to alert Kanu or even intervene. UK has a legal obligation to prevent everything that was going on, to prevent refoulement. Under UNICAN's article number 3, no state should send a person where torture is likely. UK failed to uphold this. UK knew DSS was blacklisted by Amnesty International. DSS has been called out for torture, illegal detentions, and extrajudicial was killings. Yet UK says it trusts Nigeria's legal process. BBC Africa have voiced the word adoption in its reporting. They use arrest, detain, or return terms that sanitize the violation. It took UK over 7 months to even acknowledge Kanu was in custody. Despite overwhelming evidence, they waited months before issuing a diplomatic note. UK made rarely interview Kanu's family or legal team. Mainstream channels refused to give his brothers, sisters, or lawyers airtime. UK recognized Julian Assange's plight but ignored what Kanu's own. Assange was defended in the name of press freedom. Kanu was abandoned in the name of quiet or diplomacy. Even ECOWAS court condemned Nigeria's action, but UK ignored it. The ECOWAS Community Court of Justice found its arrest illegal. UK refused to cite or act on the ruling. British judges trained Nigerian court that later violated Kanu's right. Post-colonial ties allowed UK to influence judicial conduct. Yes, it watches those same court violate international norms. This is actually this is very bad. Interrogation tapes leaked. UK refuses to investigate. Audio tapes of DSS torture surfaced. No inquiry, no condemnation. Amnesty International called for action. UK ignored it. Amnesty declared the abduction a serious breach of international law. The UK remained diplomatically was neutral. Queen Elizabeth II was petitioned before her death, but Buckingham Palace said nothing. Over 2,000 Biafran sympathizers sent letters to the monarch. No statement, no royal legal interest. Surveillance videos from Kenya airport, they were suppressed. Airport CCTV confirmed adoption. UK did not demand copies, did not even demand answers. UK could have filed a complaint to the UN Human Rights Council, but did not. It would have been routine diplomatic action. This silence is strategic. Kanu was held without trial for months. Without trial for months. UK said it's Nigerians' internal matter. How is it an internal matter when the abuse of human rights is an international law? Despite being a British citizen, they refused to acknowledge legal responsibility. No UK legal aid or humanitarian assistance were provided. Till to date, there have not been any UK legal aid or humanitarian assistance given to Nnamdi Kanu. Even the Red Cross offered to intervene. UK provided zero on-ground help. British universities use the Biafran War as a cautionary tale, yet ignore its modern world reputation. Professors teach about colonial errors while the state repeats them silently. Family was denied visitation, help through British embassy. Not a single family member was granted diplomatic escort to visit him safely. Most UK citizens are unaware a British nation is illegally detained in Nigeria because the government and media have systematically blacked out coverage. Now, UK ignored Igbo leaders in the diaspora requesting mediation. Elders in the UK offered to mediate between IPOB and Nigeria. British foreign officer never responded. UK has a special envoy on human rights, yet made no visit or inquiry. That office exists to prevent violations like this, but it hasn't acknowledged Nnamdi Kanu for worse. The UK's credibility on human rights in Africa is crumbling. From Rwanda to Nigeria, the UK now appears more interested in trade, oil, and migration control than in justice and life. So guys, just like I always tell you guys, please do well to type in the comment section, free Nnamdi Kanu. Like we actually use this platform to agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, also to tell the federal government that this man is innocent and he needs to be released. Like, he has been in continued detention since 2021 to date, and the UK government is not saying anything about it. That is the reason why Kanu's family, they confronted the UK government, telling them that they should better do something now, or they should tell them which particular side they are. Are they for the Nigerian government? Are they for Kanu? The Kanu family started questioning them. Which particular side are you guys? Are you for the Nigerian government? Are you for us? Anyway, guys, I want you, to drop your comment below, and also I want you to, watch this video and listen to what Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer have to say about, the way Kanu's adoption and his unconstitutional detention, and the reason why Kanu's family immediately had to, confront the UK, the UK president, telling him that he should do something about Nnamdi Kanu's, illegal detention. Also, they should know that he's also a British citizen from UK. So guys, watch this video and I'll be right back. Please don't forget to
calm down. The reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's anger is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate. But they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
what of the one the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited people that Igbo should go. What of the one Oba of Lagos said that Igbo should go and fall into lagoon? What of those that came out and said that Igbos will not vote? If you are not voting for APC, you will not vote. What happened to them? Has anybody been arrested? That Nnamdi Kanu said something, then you now term that thing he said as is a terrorist, is a crime of terrorism. You charge him for terrorism. His own lawful organization that is registered in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe and Asia, and you now came to Nigeria, you term it a terrorist organization. Now you are now saying that now that IPOB is being recognized in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe. So you are now saying that America, France, Germany, they are recognizing a terrorist organization because you don't want anybody to agitate. You want to suppress anybody. If you talk, kill him, suppress him, jail him. In a country that is predicated on constitutional governance, it cannot work like that.
Okay, let's get back to the ministerial nomination of Bianca Ojukwu, because you said he took away one from Anambra and brought in another. But remember that the president took away the minister based on the KPI results that came out, which he was not even the one, that did the evaluation. It was the result given to him with which he did that, meaning that if actually the minister had performed, above board in the KPI, they wouldn't have had any reason to remove her rather.
Now, still on that ministerial list, we have 48 of them, am I right? And we have 36 states in this country, including FCT 37. So, apart from Southeast, that have only 5, every other region have more than 6, apart from Southeast. Now, check since 1999, we have been having series of presidents. Just let's use what is going on now. The president is from where? Vice is from where? Speaker is from where? Senate President is from where? CJN is from where? Court of Appeal President is from where? National Industrial Court President is from where? Chief Judge of Federal High Court is from where? And they are saying that the people of Southeast belongs to this country.
The chief of
are you sure you're not? I mean, it's just like what I said too. I mean, isn't it time we started to be less sentimental about this diversity?
We have to apply it now. We are saying that the only people that are qualified to hold all this position, nobody from South is qualified. On what basis?
Are you saying that there's
the chief of naval staff is from the Southeast?
Huh?
The chief of naval staff?
From where? I'm talking about the key position.
So
number 1 person, number 2 person, number 3 person, number 4 person, number 5 person. The key position, we have 3 arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the parliament. You can never see anybody from Southeast there. Now, the point we are talking about is that I'm not even talking about, I'm in court about lopsided appointments.
Okay.
I can avail that my process because I did an intensive research in that process. File it, asking court to view whether this particular appointment, whether this particular government is in line with Federal Character Establishment Act, an act of National Assembly that said that you should carry everybody along. Section 14 of the Constitution also said that you should carry everybody along. And we are not doing all these things. You are telling me that, yes, now that you have removed Kennedy Handele and you are now brought in Janko Juku, that the people of Southeast will jubilate. Are you talking to idiots? Look at the people that you are talking about. Check, let me start with the sports. In football, the people that have made Nigeria proud are the people of Southeast. In commerce, in aviation industry, name it. In academics, they are from people of Southeast. But when it comes to power, they are not qualified. And we want them to be happy. Listen, let me tell you, like today that is Monday, go to Southeast. And my annoyance is that these things are avoidable for Christ's sake. They won at Niger. They listen and the Kalu. Let us start addressing this issue. This early morning, somebody sent me a clip, something they posted. That they said from, I think they said next week, or the next 2 weeks, that there will be nothing like federal courts in the whole of Southeast. What do I mean by federal courts? Federal courts, National Industrial Court is a federal court. Federal High Court is a federal court. Court of Appeal is a federal court. Now, the people the judges that are there, most of them are not Igbos. Majority of them are not Igbos. How should you risk somebody to go and preside in the Court of Appeal over the judicial division, Oka Judicial Division, Enugu Judicial Division? How can you appoint somebody to go and preside in Federal High Court in the Southeast, National Industrial Court in the Southeast? And you are not even thinking about all this. And the judges are not even thinking about, So the point we are talking about is that when there is a problem, look for a solution. Personally, somebody like us, we're not even, I'm defending Nnamdi Kanu, one of his lawyers. So when they say so you people are not doing what you're supposed to do, the person that is calling you, don't even know him. He's using a hidden number to call you. You don't even know what they're talking about court. The only thing that you went to court and you were unable to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. They're not even safe.
Okay, Maxwell, let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I've also heard IPOB many times deny, allegations of being involved in some of the killings that happen in the Southeast and some of the, the ills that we see in the society. Even the sit-at-home in question, IPOB has also claimed that he has not asked anybody to sit at home. I don't know, get my point. So the point I'm making is that from what you're saying, it would look as if what you're actually trying to say is that it's because Nnamdi is being held,
yes,
that is why the ills in the society in the Southeast has escalated. Does it have anything to do with him? That is what you're saying.
Do you know why? Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is his initiative. He established it, he organized it. Now, when you now kidnapped him or abducted him, and unlawfully, because the Supreme Court have said that he was unlawfully brought into this country, and you kept him incommunicado, everybody on his own. This one we kill, you said at IPOB. This one we maim, he said at IPOB. Everybody on his own. That's why I asked you the question, who is IPOB? The IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu, if Nnamdi Kanu is out, you will know who is who. Simon Ekpa will talk his own, Emma Powerful will talk his own, this one will talk his own, this one. Who is IPOB? That you are even talking. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. Emma Powerful, I don't know where he's operating from. Another person is operating from somewhere. Issuing threats. Just like the one somebody told me. I don't even know where that one is coming from. So the easiest way to do is the one that you know. Nnamdi Kanu. Then tell Attorney General, as he discontinue the charges against the president of Mieti Allah Kato, discontinue that of Showore, they are all terrorism. Tell them to discontinue that of Nnamdi Kanu and allow Nnamdi Kanu to agitate. It is his right. I told you the other day.
You see, that's where the problem is, really. The guarantee, that there will not be problems, even if Nnamdi Kanu is, because you're saying allow him to agitate, and he goes about it the way he used to, like, the government have actually feared. That may also create more problems, don't you think?
Let me tell you, there are some things that you asked me the other day whether they are talking about condition giving Nnamdi Kanu. I told you one question. I say, if you give Nnamdi Kanu condition that he feel after meeting up that condition, he will still live like a human being, so be it. But when you give him condition and you are removing that made him a human being, he will tell you no. What is that made you a human being? That thing that makes you a human being is your ability to exercise your fundamental rights. And when somebody said, now I'm going to employ you here, I will be paying you $500,000 every month, but you will not talk, you will not move out, you say, do away with your job. When somebody said, I'm going to release you, but I'll cut one of your hands, say no. the agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right. And if you people fail to understand it, I can agitate that I need the Republic of Maxwell. It is my right. Anybody can agitate. I don't even need crowd to follow me. It is when you now feel that you have gotten the necessary distance, the necessary need the necessary qualities, then so be it. It is now left for the president who believe in democracy, who believe in government of the people by the people, to apply an initiative. What is the initiative? Release the person, start addressing all those issues that gave rise to this agitation. It has been there. Uwazirike was agitating during Obasanjo. A lot of people were agitating. So now that you have arrested, you come down Uwazirike that time, Nnamdi Kanu came up. Now that you have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, someone is there. I think this data from Ned Nwoko was telling you that even if you arrest Simon Ekpa today, another Simon Ekpa will come out. So the issue there is that address all those issues.
Right. So for you, it's not about ministerial appointment.
No. That one. Okay, that one is the complete distraction. It shouldn't even come in. Okay. After turning in now, let Bianca come and address the Igbos in Enugu.
All right.
So guys, I'm sure you guys have listened to what the lawyer of Nnamdi Kanu said, right? Now, you can see the reason why Nnamdi Kanu's family is no confronting the UK government. They're saying enough is enough. Imagine detaining an innocent man, like detaining an innocent man that has done nothing. You guys are detaining, and the UK government is saying nothing about it. The USA, Donald Trump has come out to say something about it, but UK government is not saying anything about it. And you can see, if you guys normally follow me, there was a time that the wife, that's Uchechi Oku Kanu, came out and was saying that she confronted the UK government, saying that they have abandoned their own citizens to rot in detention. That was what she said. She sent the message and cleared it to the UK government. And the question many Nigerians are asking now is, why is the UK government not saying anything about Kanu's detention? Why? Or is it because of the trade or the business that UK has with Nigeria? Because we've been hearing so much thing. They have been saying that UK is the biggest supplier of arms to Nigeria. So maybe that's the reason why you see they don't want to lose that business. That's the reason why it's UK government doesn't want to go and confront Tinubu or confront Nigeria. Anyway, guys, please don't forget that, please type in the comment section, free Nnamdi Kanu, and also justice the ladies, not justice the night. Just like I always tell you guys, this is a platform where we agitate for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and also to tell the federal government that this man is an innocent man and he should be released. So, guys, please don't forget to type in the comment section, free Nnamdi Kanu. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like, and share, turn on the notification button to be getting all the latest news in this channel. And don't forget that he will be coming to court. Nnamdi Kanu will be coming to court on the 10th October 2025. And I'll be giving you guys latest updates and everything. I'll be covering the whole event for you guys. So guys, thanks for watching, and see you guys again in my next live section.